Good morning, everyone. We're here outside Her Majesty's Prison, Manchester. I filmed here before. Did a video called Satsang outside HMP Manchester. I just saw a great flag up there somewhere, and it says "Investors in People," and that's precisely what I want to talk about. Prison doesn't work. It never has worked. It doesn't change behavior. If anything, it brutalizes people to be even worse. Caging a man is a great crime. Taking away someone's freedom is a great crime. I mean, there may be a moral argument for locking someone up who's in immediate danger to life and limb. But to continue the drugs war, the war on drugs, and to cage people, men, women, to destroy families, to have children grow up without their parents because people moved narcotics from A to B, or sold narcotics, or consumed narcotics. I think we're approaching a phase now in the collective consciousness of civilized people that, kind of like being gay, kind of like being black, having a mind, a consciousness that wants to explore itself, that wants to be free, is not something you can necessarily help. You can't help if you're curious. You can't help if you see all the fruits of this planet as belonging to everyone in common. And if you don't see anyone, especially not uniformed people who, let's be honest, the Queen, the Crown, the royal family, these are the most savage, psychopathic killers who won. They won the game. And they do not have the right to decide what consciousness you have, or I have, or anyone has. The war on drugs is being lost. And just like any psychopathic unit, when they're losing, they become more brutal. Look at Saddam Hussein by torching the Kuwaiti oil fields. He'd lost the war. George H.W. Bush and his psychopathic buddies had annihilated Iraqi forces in Kuwait. So what did he do? He created a gigantic environmental disaster. What did the Nazis do when they were starting to lose? When they were opened up on two fronts? They accelerated the rate of gassing innocent people in concentration camps. Brutality accelerates when it's psychopathic and it knows it's losing. And in the Western world, this kind of war on drugs, there's a few victories for free thinking. Uruguay, I mean, the president there, we had the Vice guy from Vice magazine went there and smoked a joint with the president of Uruguay. The same president who gives 90% of his money to charity, the same president who's welcomed 100 Syrian refugees to stay in his house, and this president is against a war on drugs. Yeah, we've got Holland, we have Colorado, we have California, where you can get a license, and again, that's ridiculous. A license to say you're allowed to consume a plant that has existed for millions of years? Don't make me laugh. If it weren't so serious, if I didn't actually know people personally whose lives and the lives of their children are being ruined by state kidnapping, state hostage taking. That's all it is. If you've not committed a violent crime, if you haven't raped or murdered or assaulted anyone, I don't think you should go to a rape cage. Very high rates of rape in prison. Very high rates of assault in prison. And any of you could be stitched up by the police. Any activist could have a group of police in a conspiracy lying to make sure that you get jail time. They can put pressure on your family. They can threaten you. They can make you feel that fear in here. But it's very important to not let fear come into your life. Psychopathic people, they work in the kingdom, the queendom of fear. And the one thing they hate the most is moral righteousness, is truth, is a voice of reason, is an emotional voice saying, why are you making children grow up without their parents? And all they did was sell a plant. All they did was distribute an amazing piece of nature from A to B.